Thanks. I'm out in University Heights at a house with Gabriel Carini from Carini Heating and Air.
Pleasure.
Thank you so much for inviting us out today. We are at a home where you recently installed a Fujitsu MiniSplit. Am I getting that correct?
Correct.
Now, I know that this is a really popular method of heating and cooling in other countries across Europe and South America, but why don't you tell everyone what a MiniSplit is? I know it's not quite that common here in America yet.
Well, you may have been familiar with this if you've traveled into one of those countries. It's a system that most commonly is installed on the wall, and it's a unit that can be controlled by a remote control. But here in this specific home, because it is more of a historic Spanish revival type of home, we didn't want to have these units hanging off the wall, and neither did the homeowner's wife. So we decided to install a duct type system that can be concealed up inside the attic, and because of their size, they're very small and can zone the same way a MiniSplit system is zoned, but it's distributed through more conventional ducting style system.
So why would someone choose this method of cooling over, say, a traditional HVAC system?
Well, this house is a perfect example of the benefits of using this type of system, because in this home, they had very minimal space underneath. In the crawl space, the attic space was very, very small, so you couldn't fit a furnace or a conventional air conditioning system in this house. So with this style of system, they're only 7 inches tall. So
oh, wow.
So we only need about 24 inches of height to be able to install one of these systems. So in this house, we zoned it, so there's separate areas, have different air handlers, there's control over separate parts of the house. So this house specifically was a perfect example of why these systems are beneficial.
And you say zoning, and that's where I can be in the living room and keep that nice and cool, and say the bedroom, I'm not using it, I can leave it alone.
Correct. And the homeowner, here, in the evening time when him and his wife are sleeping, they only condition their bedrooms, and then when during the day, then in the living room, then they only condition the living room. So it saves you from having to spend all that extra money to condition areas that that aren't being occupied.
Exactly. That sounds like a ton of energy savings across the board, but MiniSplits are energy efficient anyways, correct?
Already they're more efficient just in their operations, and then with the variable speed operation where it's only operating in one area and not the other, you're not producing a bunch of air that's not being used.
So now I'm sitting down with Ryan, the homeowner. Thank you so much for having us in today.
Absolutely, thanks for being here.
So I heard that you got upwards of 15 quotes for this job.
You heard correctly, I got 15 quotes for the job, and I looked all over San Diego for different providers and different solutions, and Gabriel Carini came out on top. I used a custom matrix system that I developed to figure out versus quality, price, the ability to come in for customer service, and the overall look and feel of the system.
And we're so happy that Carini came out on top as an approved home pro, and 15 is more quotes than we ever recommend, but it's awesome to see that you really did your due diligence and you're happy with the product. So what made you choose the MiniSplit specifically?
So I was really excited about the MiniSplit. So when Gabe came in and explained the MiniSplit system to me, it seemed like a win-win for my situation. It got rid of the ugly air handlers on the side of the wall. I didn't have the space in the attic or below to be able to have a traditional system. So when he came in with the system, he was the first company to actually recommend a system like this. Everybody else was trying to force a system in here that wouldn't fit and wouldn't be recommended for my overall quality of the home I was looking for. So he created a custom approach, came in, and developed a system from scratch.
Just for you, and it looks beautiful, and we're so excited to be able to show it off to our viewers today. So Gabriel, you guys are the experts in all things HVAC.
Correct.
And when someone is consulting with you and they're sort of deciding which way they want to go, how do you know when to point them towards a MiniSplit or back towards a traditional system?
Well, your home really determines which direction we go with that. Usually homes that have multiple levels that may be hotter upstairs, cooler downstairs.
Homes are hotter upstairs.
Of course. And homes that have sun exposure in certain rooms, you have a hot spot that you need to deal with.
Right.
Also areas where you may have converted a garage, or you have an art studio that's separate from the house. Anywhere where you've got minimal space, or you're trying to maintain the aesthetic of a vintage or a historic home, all of those kind of lead us in the direction of a MiniSplit designed home.
Right, and that explains exactly why we're at this house specifically today here with Ryan. And this was also a hero job. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, we used, the homeowner used the Hero financing program to tie in a couple of other energy efficient upgrades, including a solar system, new doors and windows, and also a Fujitsu MiniSplit system. So he was able to package the whole deal together.
That's so fantastic. And you can help guide people through that.
Correct.
And then same if they're shopping, whether it's for a MiniSplit, a traditional HVAC, or if they have any questions or they know which way they want to go, you can walk them through everything else too as the local experts here in the uptown neighborhoods. You can give Carini a call at 619-407-9174. Back to you guys in the studio.